I need you, you and you and you, sharing the love that is Chiller Theater. It's Dr. Moreau, it's Ned the Dead, it is our show. We're sick in the head, we have some problems that are here for you.
All right, time to stop that. That freeform. I'm a freeform. I'm an artist, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Dr. Moreau, everybody. I'm Ned the Dad. This is Enema from Space tonight. The fabulous...
spelled it wrong.
And speaking of enema, ladies and gentlemen, here's our favorite friend, Logan. When's the last time you purchased any... No, sorry. Only kidding about that. Tonight's movie is Enemy from Space. Enemy from Space, if you know what I'm saying.
Also known as Quatermass 2.
It is Quatermass. And the way they say, and there are, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to invite a young Josh in to share his acumen. And we promise he'll have his clothes on for that. You know what I mean? And yeah, I know. I would agree too. Josh now moving the camera wildly, but they never cut to it. So he's just like zooming himself. Go ahead. You can cut to his camera one time. There it is. Here's the Josh. Go ahead. Give it the crazy move, Josh. Look at that.
Wow.
See, now that's like one of those deals that they hang over the crowd in the boxing deals. You know what I'm saying? And then he makes it so we can't go to the other camera because he's got her actually covered. It's kind of like that zip line thing that they use at the Packer games. You know, one game, I went to the game, I watched that camera the whole time. I never saw the game for 1 second. I just watched that camera.
Also, it's been 1 year that I've been on the show.
Woo! Cut 'em Hey, everybody, we want to remind you folks that 1 year ago, when this very movie was out, I believe, right? Which is...
Hey, it came around again on the guitar.
What goes around comes around was Dr. Moreau. It is his 1 year anniversary. How about a little hug there, my friend? Oh, yeah. Don't do that. Whatever that was. I don't like that. See, dude, don't do that at all. Tell you, you're starting to get a little... Give the guy a year and he's feeling... Now, look, he's like the horrible monkey that covers the eyes. In many ways, Logan's a lot like the horrible monkey in other ways, too.
Logan is overcome with emotion.
Did you ever see him in the locker room? He's got kind of some weird monkey-like...
No.
I believe he has the beginning of prehension occurring. If you know what I mean? You know what prehension is, folks? Are you aware of what that is? Do you know what prehension is?
Guess not.
That's it. It would be this: your ability to grasp and you know what? That's the tail of a monkey, a prehensile tail.
Oh.
See, I always believed. Now here, I'm going to ask you: if you could have any animal attribute of any kind to go with your obvious attributes, what would you like? Any animal attribute?
Well, if I couldn't have wings, I'd like to have a tail.
All right, but wings would be number one for you, right?
Wings.
All right, I would like to have a tay, a grasping prehensile tay, because I believe that, for instance, you know all the deal about people using their cell phones when they're driving or drinking or eating or whatever.
Yeah.
Two hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
Your tay has the coffee, grasping the coffee.
Yeah.
There we go, grasping the coffee, and you can be drinking the coffee while both hands are on the wheel. Here, emulate the tay. If you bring your arm around me. Sorry, let's not do that. I guess that one's not been working. Stop that now. All right, now...
As if you need more ways to get in trouble.
Tell me that. Right, that is correct. Yeah, let's thank our sponsors before we say really icky stuff later. Van Brady's, we love you. Every sponsor who's on this, I'll tell you what. People who are on this show, they like real, honest-to-goodness TV and real folks, and we love them for that.
Yes.
I know, it's so...
Thank you.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful,
man. You don't seem to really be digging this movie.
No, I'm not.
But, you know, I kind of like old Quatermass.
See, I'm not a big...
He's like if House was a rocket scientist, because he's Mr. Cranky Pants.
I don't know. I just... Quatermass? Hello, Quatermass.
Every time he tries to send up a rocket, something goes awry.
That's...
It's like, you know, it's been said that this was a precursor to the X-Files.
Really?
That Chris Carter may not have made the X-Files if it hadn't been for this being made in the 50s over in England.
For this specific movie?
They didn't have...
Or the Quatermass series that Josh is going to talk to you about in the next break.
We're going to get into that, how it was a TV serial, and then they started making movies based on it.
All right, we're going to freak you guys out after. You're going to want to stick around for this. You know, you can go ahead. We show you shots of Logan all the time. Go ahead, take a shot of Logan, just so we got... There's Logan. Here's
Logan.
Obviously our super cool crew guy, Logan. Okay, and then... We have Josh, who's usually not allowed to be on camera because he says really unusual stuff, and you know he's had to sign a pact and everything like that. But we're actually going to bring Josh on camera for the next segment, and he's going to tell us some of the trivia that he's gleaned about the horrible Quatermass movies. Now,
Well, we're celebrating it being my anniversary.
that's right.
And someone put a quarter in Josh. So
No kidding.
we want to get our money's worth.
Yeah, Josh obviously had himself a coffee colonic today because and we actually talked about that. Like I said, while you're watching the movie, we're here sometimes talking about other things. Well, Josh has a tendency to say things that are a little unusual. He's already mentioned today, colonic was just one of his delightful topics, you know, and he's been very unusual. So we're going to be bringing him on the show coming up.
Yeah.
Right?
Bring it.
Right?
Bring it, Josh.
Oh, well, not yet. We can't bring him yet.
Did you know Brian Dunleavy, the star of tonight's movie, married Bela Lugosi's ex-wife, Lillian? Did you know that, Josh?
Could you imagine being with
Bring it, Josh.
Bella? Could you
Bring
imagine
it.
being with
Bring it.
Bela Lugosi's wife? That is upsetting.
Yeah, bring
That's
it.
horrible.
Bring it on.
Horrible. Hey, everybody, we're back. Here we go. Josh, come on in, baby. I'm going to give you my mic. You can go in with Dr. Moreau since it's his anniversary and enjoy yourself, my friend. I'll run this down.
Come join the crew, Ned.
This is to
go.
celebrate my anniversary. Okay?
Sure, why not? All right. The Quatermass series, originally called the Quatermass Experiment, with an X, not an E.
So was the first movie
Yeah.
with Brian Dunleavy.
Yep. In America, was released as The Creeping Unknown. Well, it was unknown, so.
And it
And,
creeped.
and then Quatermass 2, released in America as Enemy from Space,
Which
is
may have
tonight's
been
movie.
the first sequel with a 2 in the title. It may have
It'd
been.
be close. It'd be close. Quatermass and the Pit, in England, released in America as 5 Million Miles to Earth. And then America never even got the other Quatermass movies. Quatermass The Conclusion in 1979, originally a 4-hour miniseries, and then edited down to a 90-minute movie, released on video. Then in 2005, they remade the first Quatermass, just calling it Quatermass, with Jason Fleming of George Romero's Bruiser as Quatermass, much younger this time.
Okay.
So, who's a bigger nerd, you or me?
So do you like Quatermass? Who's your favorite Quatermass, if you've seen them all?
The guy from Quatermass The Conclusion, whose name escapes me at the moment. My chip didn't download his name.
What about Brian Dunleavy? What's your estimation of
Kind of
him?
hammy.
I like the way he waddles around in his overcoat. He looks very unheroic.
The guy from Quatermass in the Pit was pretty good, too. A little curmudgeonly, very Dr. McCoy.
You would agree the series has its place in history
Oh, yes.
in terms of televised science fiction.
And Nigel Neal had a great way the writer of all the movies, had a great way of trying to explain the supernatural with science.
Wow. Science, man. Check it out. Stay in school.
Hey, everybody, if you saw the last break, you'll realize why I'm here. You know, you may think to yourself every once in a while, boy, that Ned doesn't seem to know a lot about his own darn movies. But you know what, friends? I'm here because I don't.
That's
you know?
cool. I got to go on camera with Josh. There's no cake, but
Fine.
got to be on camera with Josh.
I know. I'll tell you what. I know. You know what? I should be giving him a lot more loving because again, I think those of you who have been watching Schiller Theater a long time would have to admit that we've come a long way in the last year. What I should do is have you dig out our show from a year ago and see two like. And it just didn't.
And then this happened, and
Right.
and then that
It
happened.
didn't have a lot of fluidity. Let's put it that way. Now, you know, there's way too much fluidity. I got to clean up all the time. I mean, you're always slurping and whatever. What is that down there?
Fluidity.
What are you eating down here? What are you
Fluidity.
always eating weird stuff back here? I can't. That's one of the parts, you know, after a year, and you're always greasing on something strange back here. Josh, go ahead. Move it the other way. Get it out of here, Josh. Josh, I believe that Josh is out of his mind now. I think that I believe we pushed him over into the world where pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen, on a competing network will be the Josh Show. So do watch out for that. Logan, how are you with all that? Are you okay? I feel. Look at him. Oh no! Yeah, Logan's been on 1,000 times. Josh gets on once,
And bam.
and Logan's he's a little upset. He's a
Logan
little-
is
I can
remaining
tell.
above the fray.
No, that's right. Well, you know what we're happy is here at My New 32 is they have crew people who are into it and who dig it, you know. And I'll tell you what, one thing I will say after you have been here a year, first of all, I thank you so much for having been here.
Well.
And I'll tell you what.
It's been fun.
I think our crew are awesome humans who do a great job, and that goes right from in the boys in the booth, Nick and Nate in the booth, Nate and Nick, and our crew out here. We love you, we need you, we thank you, right?
Oh, you know what?
Yes.
The mass dropping.
That.
We've had the mass dropping.
That is bad.
And let me ask you, how do you like your droppings? Do you like a bunch of little ones or
No.
one massive dropping?
Well, see, I like, because basically that question, it's an
Mass
appropriate
drop.
time because after the snow melts, most people who have dogs pretty much have to confront that issue.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always thought if you could teach
Oh,
a
yeah.
dog to go in the same general spot, you could then just take a shovel and take the big mound of whatever it is. And see, but we're not like that, right? We don't leave, some people leave the horrible bombs in their yard and then they deteriorate and then their grass grows green and splotches all over. We try to get out there and in between snowstorms and actually after it snowed, you can nip that bad stuff right off the top. You got one of those grabber dealies, you know what I'm saying? And you're going chick, chick, except that people, again, you talk about dogs and cats, which I have both, dog and a cat, right? I have 3 cats and a dog. And we've had 2 dogs and 8 cats and 5 dogs and 2 cats at any given time. When you really think about it, people who are down on cats, with a dog, you have to let them out all the time. In the middle of the night, they bark at you, they make noises, they demand your time. Anything for a cat except go down and scoop the litter, which is already somewhat covered up with that stuff, rather than just raw funk that you got to go out and pick up and then carry a 900-pound bag to the garbage. In the winter when it gets all in the snow and stuff, you pick the stuff up, you put it in a garbage bag, you drag it out there. You're probably not even supposed to put it in the garbage. For all I know, I've violated the law. What are you supposed to do with it, though? What are you supposed to have, a compost heap in your backyard or whatever? And another thing, I'll tell you what, I'm not treating you very nicely on your anniversary.
You know what else the dogs do?
What? All right. Here's another reason why this probably should be the last show. After 1 year, you didn't see that. Please. And let's thank our sponsors, because boy, I bet you they're glad to be part of this.
Welcome back, your dreams are your ticket out. Welcome back, the same old thing that you laugh about. Oh, the days of a time.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Do you sing ever? Do you ever do that right there, like in the shower?
I whistle.
Do you? Let's go. Go ahead.
I'm a whistler.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm a little dry right now.
No, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'll tell you. Based on the amount of humor you've contributed, I'd say that's true.
If there'd have been some cake and some champagne, maybe I would have wet my whistle somewhat.
I know. I'm very sorry. I've been on a diet, though, dude. Now look at this. Here. Look at that. Right
that
there.
that is amazing.
Look at that. I should show the gut.
Whip it out.
But no. Now watch this. This is how you determine the Ned Coat buttons. And when the Ned Coat buttons, that means that I have lost a ton of weight. Because you guys know, 5, 8, 9 weeks ago, it didn't button.
Wow.
Now, we do need people to send us stuff, right? We got this magical thing a few weeks ago. We get a lot of great stuff from Vicky. In fact, we have right here from Vicky a little treat. Now, Vicky, she sends us stuff, and she sent us this. Now, many of you may not understand the significance of this.
Intriguing.
If you've watched Chiller Theater for any period of time, a long time ago, I did go through a period where I did quite a lot of scooting. Now, if you're familiar with scooting, you'll know, if you have a dog again, you'll know what scooting is. Now, I'm going to put this thing on, and we'll have Dr. Moreau do some talking, and then I will demonstrate a little bit of scooting in a little while. But we want to thank Vicky for sending stuff in. If you want to send stuff in, you can send it to Ned the Dead, care of My New 32, 1391 North Road, Green Bay, 54313. Or if you want to email, you can email me at nedthedead@new.rr.com. Hey, everybody. How you folks doing here? Just enjoying some time here on the old Chiller Theater. Occasionally we take some shots behind the scenes, but otherwise, I don't know. Everything seems to be pretty darn normal as far as I'm concerned. Hey, I want to thank Vicky, who Vicky sent the tea. And hold on, this tea is just spectacular. All right, here's what Vicky sent in. She said, hi guys, funny story. I was up sewing at 3 a.m. and my neighbor downstairs can hear my sewing machine and my laughter. So this morning he asked what I was making. I told him that I was sewing a shoelace onto a piece of fur. Without even flinching, he replied, oh, you're sending something to Ned, aren't you? Of course I denied it, but he agreed to keep it our little secret because I know what he's doing downstairs. He's a bookie, and I could get some good tips for you if you'd like. Nice, Vicky. Vicky, she says, don't worry, he doesn't watch the show, so I'm not ratting him out. Besides, he's 65 years old and has a cool hobby, don't you think? Vicky, of course, finds that to be a cool hobby. And, you know, we're not going to weigh in one way or the other on that deal. But she said, he's only seen the zillions of pieces of outgoing mail that have gone to you in the past 10 years, so he always assumes the best. Now, I'll tell you what, that is correct. Now, Vicky was talking about scooting and how one scoots.
Don't
and basically, yeah, look, the horrible. Now, see if I could get down. See what you can do with the tay. That is nice. If you're into scooting, if you bring the tay forward like that, you can actually kind of. It's almost like an icky G-string in a way, isn't it? Kind of a, you know, a horrible. Hold on, there we go. There. Don't. Why are you kneeling? Why are you doing that?
I'm hiding.
It's just got a nice look. I don't know. I think it has a nice look, although it is semi-uncomfortable. And you know. When you've been in the lights for a long time, you get a little sweaty anyway. And let me just say that tea ain't helping matters at all, if you know what I mean. So in that way is a little more, that's a little different that way too. All right, everybody, it's Enemy from Space. We will see you next week. Doc, 1 year, baby. Here we go. Next week, a year and a week.